I've been telling y'all about the gems Nike been giving us in this Shoe Dog memoir written by the man himself. Phil Knight is a GOAT, bro. I'm pretty sure half y'all don't know who this guy is, and he's like worth $17 billion or something crazy like that, bro. Man's rich as hell. You got that generational money once you hit that B. I put that man on the screen right here. Y'all will know who it is. This is the man who started it all. This is quote unquote the leader of Nike, the head of the original Nike. He started the dream. He started the brand. That book is a great book. I'm gonna link it down below again. I'm back with 3 more lessons from this book. It has so much lessons, so much knowledge to learn, so much things I could teach you from this one book alone. It's amazing. But one of the things is that it's gonna take time. I'm pretty sure I've been saying that. It's gonna take time. I'm pretty sure you as an entrepreneur have been hearing that. It's gonna take a while. You're not gonna get the sales you want all at once. Things are not gonna blow up all at once. You know, compound interest. Over time, things get bigger and bigger. It's an investing, it's in life. The Nike factory, the Nike company as it is today, took a long time to get where it is. It started in 1962. That's when he had the idea. Well, that's when the book started, basically. He had the idea to sell Japanese shoes in college. But the book started from 1962. So if you count his journey from 1962 of him going to Japan and getting the shoes to 1980, when things actually started kicking off, they became an actual company with the word Nike, making some real money, having some real impact, having celebrities wear the shoes, being the Nike that we know of today. It took 22 years of his life. Cold, blood, sweat, and tears. A lot of struggles, a lot of trials, a lot of challenges he had to overcome. It took 22 years. I wouldn't say the long years because he loved the process. And as I said in the last video, link above, when you love the process, things are easy. But also, I know people like to say, oh, it's gonna take time, and it kind of discourages some people, you know? I know when I hear things like YouTube's gonna take time, it might take 2 to 3 years to really start seeing some real growth, or your business is gonna take a few years to really start kicking off, to see the sales, to get out the red. It's discouraging because you want your life to change now. You want a better situation for yourself now. I'm trying to show you is you have to change your way of thinking. You have to change from this short-term thinking to thinking in the long term. Winners think in the long term. They try to have that sustained success. And we're winners, so we need to change our thinking to the long term. In the short term, we make small moves, small improvements. You try to be 1% better every day. Over the long term, you're gonna be amazing in the future. Think about your future self. You're doing this for a future you, because you love future you. Mwah! That's your baby. And these 22 years of Nike, people like to make it sound like, oh, in this time you're in this business, you're in the red, things are not gonna be as sweet. Things might not be at their peak, you know what I mean? But you'll still be making money. He was still making some sort of money. He had some sort of clout. His reputation was going up. People respected him. People knew about him. Way before Nike just blew up, people are hearing about him. He was making waves. Your company can make waves. Before, you know, the big blow up people be talking about in the next 1 or 2 years, you know? You can start making waves way before that big transformation, before they start calling you an overnight success, you know? Before you reach that point. Things won't be all bad throughout the journey. And in 22 years, the book is separated in 2 sections. I'll call it the struggle side and the money side. Towards the latter half, like maybe around 1975 to 1980, which is like 5 years, 6 years. It was like 5 years. They were rolling in the dough. They had just got investors. They went public, and the money started to come in. I don't remember the time he said he was writing the book, like the memoir, because he was talking about his past. But around that time, he was worth maybe like, how much it was? Like 17, it was like some crazy figure, like $100 million. And now he's worth $17 billion in the present now. And he's still alive. A lot of athletes, a lot of professionals know this man. He knows Tiger Woods, he knew Kobe, he knew LeBron, he knows LeBron, he knows Serena, all those big celebrities that you know, all those big athletes, he knows them. He has that clout, he has that reputation because he's a great guy. So all those years won't be tough. Once you're trying to do your best, you're making those changes, it won't be amazing. You won't be making those $1 million a week work days, but you still won't be struggling for the whole day. So don't be discouraged when people say it's gonna take a long time. It's gonna take some time, yes, but the journey is not always gonna be rocky. When you see, you know, when the sun rises, it's night, Then it starts to get a little brighter and a little brighter and a little brighter till the sun is right there, peeling off your skin, sweating bricks. That's success, bro. It takes its time, but it's not always dark. It's not often on. The stove gotta heat up. It gotta reach to that 400. It's gonna be at 200. Things are pretty hot at 200. Number 2, he had this section about him talking about his relationship with his sons. And he had this one son, Philip. No, not Philip. He had this one son, Matthew, who ended up drowning. Thinking back on his life, he was wondering if he gave more time to his boys instead of his business, his family, would Matthew still be alive? Matthew drowned while scuba diving. Matthew always had a rebellious streak, and he was wondering, if I put more time into this business, would I be able to be there for my son in a way that I couldn't be? Of course, he was resentful that his father wasn't there as much as he would like. He quit sports. His father is a sports company and his son is not playing sports. He didn't like sports at all. I say that to say this, don't forget what you're doing this for. You're doing this to improve your family. You're trying to improve your way of life. You're trying to help people. Don't get so concerned with the money that you forget what you're doing this for. Life is still passing you by. Every day, people are getting older. People are experiencing life. You should still take the time off to be there with them, to enjoy life, to enjoy your family while they're here, enjoy your brothers and sisters while they're here, your friends while they're here. If you get the $1 million and everybody's gone, was it worth it? Some people might say yes, but I definitely disagree. Life is a lot sweeter with people. Loneliness is a hell of an emotion, bro. Especially that real loneliness, like you don't have anybody at all. Everybody's either dead or you broke the bonds by putting the business over them. And things like that are unrepairable. If someone's dead, your relationship is unrepairable. Whatever note it's on, it's unrepairable, it's gone. You have to live with that regret. So, remember why you're doing this. Let it motivate you. Let your family, your friends, your passion, the life you want to live motivate you, but don't forget to actually live life while you're alive. Be there for the big moments. Go to the parties. Celebrate. Go to the weddings. Life is here for you to experience it, not to just work on your business. Of course, it's important to you. Working on yourself, it's important to you. But you have to remember what's your priorities. And things like your family, real people, real memories. You can't get your time back. If you work in 60 hours a week, no days off, that time is not coming back. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, but just take it in perspective. You only have one life. You're not getting yesterday back. And the last thing, I already said it kind of before in the video. Number 3, there's no such thing as an overnight success. You might see someone just blow up on TikTok or YouTube in your niche, and you're like, where did this person come from? Someone just all of a sudden is so popular, getting so much views, all this money. You see a new celebrity just blow out of nowhere, but you don't see all those nights they've been crying alone, thinking, is this gonna work out? All that work they put in, all those classes that they've been taking, all those times they tried and failed, tried and failed until they actually reach to where they want to be. You don't see their process, you just see the result. I'm not gonna be there with you every day of your life, so I won't see your process. But don't feel bad about it, and don't be envious about when you see people blowing up like that. Respect the hustle and let it empower you to push harder. You want people to think that you're an overnight success. You know it's not. You know you put in that hard work, those late nights. We actually value sleep, but you sacrificed, drank water, minded your business, kept your head down, went to work, did what you had to do day in and day out. No breaks, no. Day in and day out. You put in that work for days, months, years, and now you're here. People saying, oh, you're an overnight success? Hey, if 1 to 2 years is overnight, I guess it is, man. If 6 months is overnight, I guess it is, man. People calling Nike an overnight success, but these boys was working, drop shipping shoes from Japan, distributing them, selling them out of his car, driving miles to different colleges, giving them to coaches, trying to convince the players to play with these shoes, pushing a brand, wondering how they're going to pay the bills, wondering how they're going to pay the bank. Wonder if bankruptcy is tomorrow. Those worries, those concerns, those fears. People don't see all that. They just see you up with the money. Your time's gonna come. And they're gonna call you overnight success. Facts. Peace and love.